All right, it's been a minute. All right, we're gonna wait for some of y'all to get up in here real quick. Let me scroll down to right. Right. What's that? Oh, my notification. All right, we're gonna wait for some of y'all to get up in here, man. What's really good to everybody that's about to come up in here? I should go straight to that page, right? The old White Castle. Yeah, I remember that shit right there. Damn, Enoch, you taking it back too. Damn, bro, you taking it back. All right, let me see the chat, see if there's anybody in here. All right, we got some people in here. Well, all right, we're gonna wait for some of y'all to jump up in here. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? What's really good? Please, if you haven't already, please hit that like button and just share that I'm on. I would gladly appreciate y'all. Please hit that like button and please share. Please share. So, and we're gonna talk about the Kanye stuff too. I was actually home when Kanye did that that interview with academics and stuff. I just didn't feel like coming on, but that's interesting. But we got some news that I'm pretty sure everybody aware of Karmelo Anthony. Basically, like it's going crazy on Twitter. A lot of the people of another race, they really going in, putting up a lot of posts and calling him a thug, and you know what I'm saying? Like they were saying a lot of racist stuff about us black people. So we gonna get into that. But as we know, that there's another flip side. There's always a flip side to the coin. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, the dude he couldn't have just stabbed him for no reason, especially if they said, hey, you got to get up from the seat. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we know how it usually starts. It starts with somebody being racist towards a black dude. It always ends up like that, and that's how it's unfolding. And here's the thing about the father. His name is Anthony something, right? He did an interview with New York Post, right? Damn, I took it down. I'm on another post, but the only quote that they got from his father is basically him saying that it's not what everybody seems to be. He's a good kid, and it was self-defense, so for someone, and he actually said it himself. Let me pull that up before we get into. I'm pretty sure some of y'all already seen it. Hold on, because I did X that out. The kid, basically. He basically said, it is me. It wasn't alleged. I did it, but it was self-defense. So that's basically the quote. So they see, here's the thing. They getting into this editing. They trying to use smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Like they really don't want to say what actually happened. So they just want to paint a narrative as this boy, well, God bless his soul, Austin Metcalf, as this 4.0 GPA great student, and they turn out to be bullies. Him and his twin, and they try to jump him. If they had incidents before, so it's as they say, which we're gonna get into, that he had Austin had problems or had issues with what's her name's girl, Karmelo's girlfriend. This is like a week prior, and I think it was at a party or something like that. We're gonna get into it, but they tried to jump him and broke his phone and some shit like that. So why would he bring a knife to school? And knowing he's going to do track meet and he's going to do the activities that he does at school, because he's an athlete as well as Austin. And Austin not even supposed to be there. That's number one. You why are you there? No, that's number one. You shouldn't even be there. He's exactly where he needs to be. And plus that tent, even though you go to that school or whatever, the Memorial High School or whatever, the Warriors and shit like that, you don't even supposed to be there. You know what I mean? So why would Karmelo bring a knife to school for no reason if there's no threat? he should not just be bringing no guns. No knives to school if there's not a threat. It has to be a threat. So, but we'll get into that right now. Let me pull that up. And matter of fact, we're gonna go to who put that up. His name is. Oh, that's the no. Don't believe the hype. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put this. It's Kevin Hayes. Hold on. Because it's saying that he actually went to Centennial High School, and I'm gonna show y'all the distance as well. So Memorial High School is 7 minutes away from that field where they was at. 7 minutes away. That's from Memorial High School, Austin's school. And Centennial, where Karmelo goes to, he's 12 minutes away from that same field where they was at. But I'll show you that in a few moments. No, matter of fact, let me share my goddamn screen. Hold on. I wasn't even on the camera. You have to track me, yes. Well, thank you, ma'am. Looking thin. Whatever, goddamn. Hold on. All right. All right. So let's read. Let me see if y'all can see good. All right, y'all can see. Do me a favor if y'all haven't. Karmelo is not Karmelo Anthony's son. And that's kind of tripped me up as well. Cinematic. His name is Karmelo with a K, not a C. It's spelled the same. You just put the K in front. So I'm like, damn, Karmelo Anthony. I'm thinking Karmelo Anthony Jr. Ooh, like so. I was kind of crazy when I heard the name Karmelo Anthony. There's only one that we all know. So it's actually his name is actually him, not the basketball player, but they got the same name anyway. All right. And it says, the truth about Karmelo, let's set the record straight. Enough with the misinformation. Let's talk about facts. It says, it's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. Karmelo had friends there. He was a trespasser, all looking for trouble. They claimed that one of the twins had never seen Karmelo before, a blatant lie. No student has the right to remove another student from a school-owned tent. The school owns the tent, not the twins. Karmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. I'm going to say that again. Karmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't even expecting to see them there. Now, here's what they don't want you to know. The twins didn't just ask him to leave. They tried to jump him. Before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it. The twins are known bullies. Now, before I continue that, I looked up the school on Facebook, Memorial High School, which we on Facebook right now. They don't have a Facebook page, or they probably, since this thing that happened, they probably put it on private or just, deactivated that account. They don't have. They have a website. They have some stuff that I'll show y'all in a minute. But I'm up there looking for students to see what they're gonna say. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny that, first of all, you can't even find his page. I try to look for Karmelo Anthony's page. That's taken down. Try to look up Austin Metcalf page. Not on. It's like it's scrubbed. I try to look for it again. Maybe it'll pop up this time. But it's just funny how a lot of details are suppressed to the public, and we all know that they always try to paint a narrative. That's why you see the picture, the thumbnail of both of them having guns. It always seems like when they have a gun, it's for good, and when they see us with guns, it's for bad. Like we both can't go hunting or protect our home and our family. So that's kind of crazy. But let's continue. I'm gonna read that part again for those who haven't heard that. I know a lot of y'all already know this already. I know a lot of y'all know, but this is not for you. The twins didn't just ask him to leave. They tried to jump him. Before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it. The twins are known bullies, and you can look at them. We're gonna go to I'm not listening to the whole interview with the mother crying and the twin talking about it. Rest in peace, but it don't do anything for me. It doesn't faze me, and I mean that with the all utmost respect, almost disrespect. It doesn't matter. But life is precious. So God bless your soul, Austin. God bless your soul for real, and that's real. But when you listen to the Father, when he speaks about it, it's almost as if, like I said, it's not what they say. What people say is what they're not saying. He's probably a God-fearing man, and he don't want to, come off angry. I understand how he feels, and he said he forgives Karmelo for what he did to his own son, this, and the third, and he said it's not about race. I get that as well too. Salute to you. I just feel like that the Father knows that his kids are bullies, and that might come out down the line, and that's why he's saying what he said. I don't know. That's just my intuition. I think that the Father already knows that this might come out that his son is a bully because he know his kids are bullies, and they look like some fucking bullies. But let's continue, right? So ask yourself, if 200+ pound attackers came at your child, what would you expect them to do? And yet, despite everything, the media is trying to destroy Karmelo's name. They keep posting a picture of him with an airsoft gun, not even a real firearm, to manipulate public perception as usual. Why? Because they want to paint him as a criminal instead of a victim. Let's talk about who Karmelo really is. A respectful, well-mannered young man. 4.0 student with multiple college offers. A kid from zero criminal history, not even a blemish. A son raised in a loving home by parents who taught him right from wrong. A life was lost, and that is tragic. But what's also tragic is the way the media is twisting this story to fit their own agenda. Karmelo defended himself against aggressors. That is not a crime. Don't let the media race bait you. Don't let them manipulate the facts. Justice will prevail. And this is why you're not literally seeing his father on camera. This is why you're not seeing a family on camera speaking. This is why. Because they are trying to suppress information. He's held on a $1 million bond. So who knows if his family going to put up the money? That's what it says in a web search. But they said he's held without bond. And when I searched it to put something in my description box under this video, it says that he has a bond for $1 million. Could be true, could not be true. But let's continue. I guess those are bars too. So as you see him here, right? He's the 4.0. Austin is the 3.9 something GPA. So he's higher than him. I mean, they both smart kids, you know. But you see how they keep putting this picture, and he seems unfazed. I think he feel like that he's, you know, he knows he's in the right, which is right. You know what I'm saying? Karmelo Anthony, you have now willing to donate funds to help free this young king. Absolutely. Let me see. What is this? This is my first time seeing it, and this is an hour ago. So let me see. Did Facebook take down your post? No. Okay, I went back and looked. I shared the first thing my mind said was they was bullying him. Glad you posted it. Yes, ma'am. Let me know if they set him up from GoFundMe account. I wish that. Hold on. So let me look that name up right now. Hold on. Let me write that. Let me see who that is. Real quick. All right. Hopefully y'all shared that I'm on, and please make sure you share. If y'all haven't shared, then it's all good. But please share and please hit that like button if you don't mind. Thank you very. Let me look that name up right now. I don't know if that's his mother or family or what, whoever that is. So let me see. Via. I think this is it. Huh? All right, hold on. Let me go back. Mommy was not playing. Hold on. Let me go back because I'm trying to get that name right, and I wrote it down. So that is the name. DA Nyell. I'm trying to find out. I want to know who that is. Let me look at that picture real quick. I'm gonna try one more time. I don't want to have dead space and shit like that. But let me just see. Hold on. Well, that is the same. That's the same icon. This is the person. This is it. Because this is the same. This is the same person. So they probably didn't put anything up far as what happened. But this is it. So I don't know. I really don't know. But this is the person though. This is definitely the person. I'll hit them up later. But let's see. This we're gonna go to TikTok. I mean Twitter in a few seconds. All right. Let's do that now. All right. Peace to everybody. Yeah, they definitely target him. See, we have to understand how it is out here for black people, man. You know what I'm saying? And we always vilified as a monster. You know what I mean? You could be 5 years old. You know what I mean? They're gonna think you're gonna grow up to be a thug, and you know how it is. But a lot of these people out here is really they look. Racism never left, man, and it's not going anywhere. We're gonna get a little deep in that, because when I talk about this stuff like that, it kind of it fucks with my temperament. You know what I'm saying? And I try not to get too fucking hype, but it that's something that really bothers me, man. But we'll get into it. So conversations with Chrissy. It says witnesses that night. Excuse me. The witnesses the night before this tragic accident. The white kid Austin broke the black kid's Karmelo's phone and continued to smash it onto the ground with his feet. The white kid, also a football player, showed up to the black kid's track meet. The white kid, also a football player, showed up to the black kid's track meet, not knowing the black kid was prepared to defend himself. And now I'm going to take this as all alleged, though, but knowing how these white supremacists are and how they try to change the narrative and try to paint a narrative to fit their perception about black people, period. They never try to put their own people in a bad light. So they always try to make these people look as if they are so innocent. But me, truthfully, I believe everything that's being said, despite what the media puts out there. So I'm going to read that again. The white kid, also a football player, showed up to the black kid's track meet, not knowing the black kid was prepared to defend himself. And we continue conversations with Kissy. Missing a big part of the story, Austin was being mean and harassing Karmelo's girlfriend at a party a week or two ago. Karmelo, damn, where I'm at? That kind of threw me off. Karmelo took up for his girlfriend, and there was a fight, and Austin broke Karmelo's phone yesterday. When he was confronted about sitting in the wrong area, the boys argued, and Karmelo's backpack was grabbed, and he was called a nigger as usual. When Austin tried to forcibly make him move, I don't condone violence or racism, but there are several lessons for us to teach our kids here. Also adding, my son is a junior here in Frisco and knew about the fight, but didn't witness it that night. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. All right, thank you, Rosanna. Let me see what this link is about. It's probably about this. So let me see something. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. I don't know if you're watching, but I can almost guarantee it's probably about this. Breakdown. Yeah, thank you, sweetie. So you probably watching right now. All right, I'm gonna click. Matter of fact, I think I got this one already, but we're gonna I'm gonna read it anyway. Let me I'm gonna pull that up right now. Give me a second. Thank you, sweetie. All right, you sending me some links. I appreciate you. Let me click that other one. Everybody, again, please, if you haven't shared, I would gladly appreciate you sharing. If you haven't shared, I appreciate you sharing. Because like I said before, it shows me if you share. So a lot of y'all say I share, but it doesn't show that you does. Sometimes it does. I'm on lie. Some do share, but I expect a little bit more. I appreciate you. All right. If it's 60 something people in here, it should be damn near close to 60. If that's not gonna kill you. Okay. But any motherfucker who, oh yeah, and people who's doing credit. Thank you, D. Like, who else shared? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I got some of the photos too, Rosanna. We gonna get into that right now. And thank you. All right. And please share again. Now, people who's fixing a credit in here, because man, in a couple of months, man, I'm gonna need somebody. Matter of fact, I could call Cesar, but yeah, man, shit, I'm running my name on X Love. Thank you, cutie one. Appreciate you. Hold on, I'm sorry. Matter of fact, let me stop talking. I ain't gonna talk about that. But my credit getting up, baby. Woo! Shit, I can't wait. I'm gonna leave that one right there, baby. But listen. All right, so here's it. Yeah, I think I remember having this. And we're gonna read some in the comments too. This is what I'm saying. We have to understand something. White supremacy has never went anywhere. I know I'm speaking to the choir, but the mindset of, and respectfully, the pink people, the white people, they still have that mindset that their ancestors that their ancestors had. They still have it today, and y'all know. And I'm telling you, they all show it on Instagram or all over social media on how they really feel. And listen, I've been replying to a lot. I've been replying, man, and I've been replying, and I'm not even going to show my replies because it ain't nice. Y'all know my mouth ain't shit when I go there. So when I'm typing, I go there, but after I'm finished, I tell God I apologize, but fuck it. But anyway, not to talk your head off, but it says again a breakdown of why Karmelo Anthony will get off with self-defense against slaying known bully. And that is the key effing word. Known bully. Known bully. And nobody is talking about that. This is why they protect their own. They will always protect their own. And we have to do the same thing. We have to stop throwing our own people to the wolves. Protect them. Wrong, right, and indifferent. Number one, aggressive and unprovoked confrontation. Austin Metcalf and his much larger brother, and they some big dudes too. You know what I mean? Much larger brother approached Karmelo in an overtly aggressive manner without any provocation. Okay, goddamn it, come on, Mike. From Karmelo, they physically invaded his personal space, touching his belongings and making verbal threats. Now, under Texas Penal Code, Section 9.31, self-defense, Karmelo had the right to use force to protect himself when he reasonably believed it was necessary to prevent imminent harm. The aggressiveness of Metcalf and his brother, especially considering the size difference, would naturally place anyone in a position of fear, triggering Karmelo's right to self-defense. Two against one, unjustified threat. If Austin Metcalf had approached Karmelo alone, the situation might have been less dire. However, the fact that Karmelo was confronted by two individuals, both physically imposing, created an environment where he had every reason to fear for his safety. According to Texas Code Penal Section 9.32, deadly force and self-defense. Hold on. Karmelo had every right to use deadly force if he reasonably believed that such force was necessary to protect himself from the use of deadly force or serious harm. with two men threatening him. Karmelo was within his rights to feel that a knife might be a necessary means of self-defense. Metcalf and his brother were not merely engaging in conversation, they were actively threatening and imposing their presence on Karmelo, leaving him with no reasonable escape. 3. No duty to retreat. Legal right to defend himself. Unlike states like New York, for real, Texas law recognizes that a person has no duty to retreat if they are in a place where they have legal right to be. As per Texas Penal Code Section 9.41, protection of one's property, and Section 9.04, no duty to retreat. Karmelo had every right to be on a public school campus. It was under no obligation to retreat when faced with a threat. In situations like this, Karmelo was justified in standing his ground and defending himself, particularly when confronted with two aggressors who were threatening his safety. He wasn't trespassing, nor was he engaging in any unlawful behavior. His presence on public property was entirely legal. 4. Karmelo did not initiate the confrontation. This is the most critical element of the case. Karmelo did not initiate the altercation. Under Texas Penal Code, Section 9.31, self-defense, Karmelo had the right to defend himself when approached and physically threatened by Metcalf and his brother. The law clearly states that self-defense is justified when an individual is not the aggressor. The two men took it upon themselves to approach Karmelo, make physical contact with him, and threaten him. Karmelo was simply reacting to an escalated situation that was thrust upon him. The lack of provocation it's basically to provoke, God damn it. But God damn it, the lack of provocation, motherfucker. Y'all can kiss my ass too. It's crucial. Just provoking this motherfucker is crucial. That sounds better, right? As it directly impacts the legitimacy of Karmelo's self-defense claim under Texas law. See, I read clearly through this motherfucker. Just that word kind of, you know what I mean? It's just the rolling off the tongue of how it rolls off the tongue. You understand what I'm saying? But kiss my ass. But these dudes were bigger than him, taller than him. That's number one, taller and bigger and muscular than him. Now, if they just came to him and just say, hey man, can you you don't supposed to be sitting here. Or you know what I'm saying? Or if you just did it in a nice manner, if they say he didn't know him, if you didn't know this motherfucker, why would you just go over there and tell somebody to move if you didn't like that person for the color of the skin or you was trying to create trouble? It has to be the reasoning behind him even telling him to even move when he had every right to be there. So it had to be a racial intentions for you to even approach him to tell him to move. And why would you tell him to move? Why he can't sit there? You understand what I'm saying? So why he can't be there when he have every right to be? And again, why would he even have a fucking knife? If the problems that they had before, according to witnesses and stuff like that, why would he? You know why he would bring a knife? Because he might have to be, might have to see y'all motherfuckers. Anyway, let's keep it pushing, man. Let's continue. If anybody have anything to say, I would definitely open up the floor too. In Texas, you cannot bring a knife with a blade longer than this, that, and the third, 5.5 inches, a location restricted knife onto school property or the school sponsors events, but smaller knives are permitted. Okay. See, like these the pictures, right? When this dude, matter of fact, let me go to it right now. Let me see if they probably pull this up, if they have it under this. This was funny. I read this earlier. Even though this is a fake document, it's worth reading, right? So it says Austin Metcalf, date of birth 7/13/2007, place of death David Kuykendall Stadium, time of death, cause of death drug overdose primary. That's funny. Blood loss via stab wound secondary. That's funny. Notes methamphetamine. What? Yeah, methylene dioxide and methylene, the Molly, motherfucker, was found in the blood of deceased at toxic amounts laced with 2% of all that shit that you see right there, cite treat. Even though we know this is fake, but we know how they did George Floyd, that he died from fentanyl, knowing that this dude was on his neck for 8 minutes and 36 seconds. You dig what I'm saying? But wait, why did he bring a weapon to the track meet? Okay, let's go to my bookmarks. Let's go to his pops.
That this other child decided to make a bad choice that's going to affect him for the rest of his life. I have compassion for every human being. This is not, I want to make this very clear. This is not a race issue. This is not a black and white issue. I don't want someone stepping up on a soapbox trying to politicize this. I don't appreciate some of the remarks I've seen online that people say there was this fight and they don't know, they weren't there. It's very unfortunate that this other child decided.
Again, like I said, as far as the child, and I respect the pops. I really do. I respect how he's coming across, but I still feel like that he knows that his son is a fucking bully. Literally a bully. There's some good people out there. If there was another father, he would have been more mad. He would have been like, he should be put under the ground. You know how they talk. But even though he said, I don't know how his parents raised him and so forth and so on, but you know the racist little sentiments and little slick things that they say. You know what I mean? But I understand how this father feel and what he's saying. But for some reason, maybe it's just me. He's saying he's saying all this because he knows that eventually that they're gonna find out that both of his sons are known bullies. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And then what I read earlier is that they even have video of what happened because it was witnesses there. So it was definitely witnesses there. So it had to be something because they said it happened quick. Somebody must have started videotaping very quick. If it happened within seconds, something had to happen before to make somebody grab their phone and videotape it. This is all alleged, but this is what was being said, to record it because, you know what I'm saying? Something had to happen prior to that stabbing for them to get their phone. So it hasn't been some words exchanged, some heated words exchanged, you know what I mean, that led to this boy's death. And I'm gonna be honest, man. I believe that this man should be released. He should have a bond. They should have his family. You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but not sorry. This doesn't move me, the crying. And you know why? They love to paint a narrative. Why they didn't get the mother side of the story yet? He lives in a great home with 2 parents. That works. This guy don't have a criminal record. If this guy would have had a criminal record, you don't think his criminal record would have been all over the internet by now? You don't think the goddamn? A matter of fact, I was even on I'm gonna try to find it again. There the Texas the Frisco Police Department website and Twitter page, they would have put his criminal records out there, all that shit by now. They're trying to suppress the real truth. Because why y'all not interviewing the mother right now? Karmelo's moms or the pops. Only the New York Post interviewed Karmelo's pops, but just put one quote instead of, you cannot interview somebody on a tragic accident, like a tragic case like this. It only took just a sentence of what his response was, and that's all what you put inside the article. That my son is a good kid, and that is not the story. Something I'm paraphrasing, but just like a one-liner throughout the whole article. That's only what his pop said. This is what I'm saying. It's a tactic to literally suppress the truth. You should have kept your hands to yourself, real resting shit. Hey, and let me tell you something. I was watching documentaries for the past couple of days. I don't know why, because I'm I was watching chef shows and stuff like that. But somehow last night, something told me just to watch. I watched this is sidebar, but it's related. I watched the Werewolf 7, the black soldiers that was in World War II, D-Day. It's called Werewolf. Werewolf, that's a town in Belgium called Werewolf, Wereth. Werewolf 11. It was 11 soldiers that got away from the SS German soldiers or whatever. Long story short, a white family, they was walking, like try to go back to where safety was, and it was very cold. They didn't have no food, this, that, and the third. Blah 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 blah. Long story short, a white lady snitched them out, said he was in the white people's home, and they SS soldiers grabbed them and murdered all 11 of them, and they literally got a memorial with them on there. But besides that, and I was watching the Harlem Hellfighters. I know about Harlem Hellfighters a long time ago, World War I. So I was just watching that shit, and the stuff that we had to endure. Sorry to just get into this, but the shit that black people had to endure in this country, man, literally had to endure. Don't you know that we literally voluntarily went into World War I because of the harsh treatment that we was getting in New York and down south, New York too. Don't get it twisted, but mainly down south. So they literally voluntarily went into the war. The black people voluntarily, some got drafted as well too, but more voluntarily sacrificed their life so we could get treated better here. So a lot of our black people literally joined World War I to fight France. I mean, what I think it was France or Germany was one of the motherfuckers. No, France. In England. Long story short, to still get treated like niggas there while fighting in the war. Some of them was the fucking the medevac that came and helped the white soldiers and stuff. They brought food to them, and the food that the black men was bringing to them during the war while people was dying and they were safe haven places and shit like that. They wouldn't even feed the black motherfuckers that came to put food in their stomach and to bring more ammunition and all this shit. It still got treated like shit there, and had to literally go into the war to fight, and they was the ones that helped win the war. And when they came back, that's when they had the it was the 333rd Battalion when they walked down Harlem, when they had the celebration for in Harlem for the Harlem Hellfighters. They had that long ass march from Fifth Avenue all the way to whatever that block was. You understand what I'm saying? And then out of the Harlem Hellfighters, like mad of them got murdered when they came back to America just because white people didn't see them as soldiers. They see them as less than. So if you wore your uniform in America after all of that shit over there, by you wearing that uniform, they was murdered just because of the uniform, and they killed them. And before they got them, they made them put on their uniform, and they hung them, killed them, cut them up, and all types of stuff that we endured a lot here. I said all that to say this small part. I'm sorry. I don't care. But and so much more that we endured in this fucking country. So much we endured. I say all that to say I don't care about this crime pity party. Woohoo. God bless the kid's soul. But I'll play a little bit of this crap.
Best I can to
yeah,
understand.
there was. You can see, you can picture what happened when what was coming out of his chest, and
Yeah.
y'all can visualize other stuff. I don't want to put down my mom right now, but I pushed my hand on there, trying to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave and it took my soul too.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to ask you one last question. I've seen interviews with your husband, who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night. Okay, someone else. Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
But I have seen interviews with your husband in the last 24 hours, and it was remarkable to me that I heard your husband say within hours of this that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could, and I just want to see, and I don't know if there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry at that boy. It's just not fair. That's all I have.
I understand.
I'd like to say it's forgave, not forgotten, but I'm not at that point yet to forgive that kid what he did to my brother. Because, 17 years, my best friend just there in the blink of an eye, I lost him. So I'm not at that point.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, that's finished. But listen, like I said, respectfully, we don't care. To be honest, we live in two different worlds. We come from a real place, man. They come from, just playing a victim, man, and they know damn well exactly what happened. And you if you even listen to what the brother is saying, he's not even fully explaining exactly what happened. He knows damn well these kids try to jump him. You can tell that he knows exactly what happened, and he's not even saying it. So he's going along with the narrative, man. So we just have to understand, man, what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of we dealing with damn, man, I be trying not to say the real shit I be wanting to say, but we dealing with devils, man. There's no other way around it. There's no other way around it. We dealing with devils, man. We dealing with there's a damn, man. There's a quote, there's a video. I forgot the actor's name, a black guy, and when he's talking about you're a virus, and I'm not gonna say all of them, but we dealing with this he be exposing whoever this person is, be exposing a lot of shit. All right. But it's that's the same thing that I read earlier. Let's see. Yeah, I read this earlier. Okay. And I've been trying to, matter of fact, conversation with Kissy. Let me see if I can find that. Conversation with Kissy. Give me 1 second. Conversations with Kissy. Okay, it popped up. Hold on, let me see. Okay, Kissy, kind of fine too, girl. All right. That's 16 minutes ago. Hold on, let me try to get to that thread. So that's 5 hours ago. Okay, hold on, just give me a second, y'all. I think this is it. Wait. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. But I see his picture in her photos. But I just want to scroll down. Give me a second, everybody. All right, okay. It's a lot of comments. Okay, matter of fact, let's do that. Hold on. We're gonna go through the comments. I just found it. All right, hold on. Share screen. Boom. Let's go through these comments. Because the reason why I want to go through these comments, because there might be somebody from that school, be like, yeah, I know these guys. And that's what I was doing earlier. So, sisters, that's 1 day ago. All right. Man, I had the same exact conversation with my CCO last night because he has a rebuttal for everything you speak. With him about told not blaming the victim. Hold on now. Let me skim. I'm not gonna be here too long, but if y'all want me to skim through this stuff, y'all can press 1. But I'm looking for somebody who was literally that was there. That's why I've been skimming through a lot of comments and I haven't been seeing them. But from what I just read before, some of it came from this conversation that we are reading right now. The 2 individuals had prior altercations. There's more to the incident. This wasn't their first encounter. It was crazy. They saying I think the brother said that they never seen him before. If I'm not mistaken, I think the even Karmelo said in an article that he never seen him before, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. They both were wrong. Austin for touching someone's belongings, blah, blah, blah. He was bullied and got fed up, not justifying either person's actions, but could have made better decisions. He's talking about being big bad. But you know, it'd be those fucking jocks, them big-headed white boys that be in school that always, you know, it's always those white kids that's bullies in school. You know what I mean? They look like one of them. There was bullies in my fucking school. Anthony and Charlie, little fucking, it's only when I'm at the PS95, but I was in 3rd grade. I was mad young. You know what I mean? They ain't bully me. They was mean to me before, but they really never like interacted or bothered me. But they were, well, I ain't gonna front. I was scared of them little niggas. I ain't gonna, I keep it a bean. Because I was young. I just started going to that school. I just moved to Coney Island from Bed-Stuy. And then I started going to PS95. 3rd grade. And they were some little terrors, man, little Italian mafia kids. And I if y'all remember, I told you the story that they was fucking with the mob, and the mob killed them. They got murdered literally down the street from my projects, literally up the block before 86th Street and Avenue U, or past Avenue, but it's literally right there, a block away from my projects, where we all be pumping and posting it up at. They was laid on top of each other with bullets in the back of their head. This is early 2000s. Anyway, y'all know I go too detailed. If Fed Up was a person, okay, but also had no right grabbing Karmelo's bag, because at that point you're touching someone else's belongings. Also sounded like a click, sound like a dick showing off. He didn't deserve to die for that. However, the world doesn't know how to fist fight. They use weapons. Okay, Miss Ma'am. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So Lance Sheldon said, I actually live around this area. I live in Richardson. I work in McKinney, and I go to Frisco frequently. I work with a young man who was friends with the deceased. Okay, hold on now. From what I've heard and seen, there was also a phone involved that was broken, and there is a screenshot floating around to which I was shown at work by a young man. You see what I'm saying? There been a argument involving a girl. The juvenile was angry with the deceased, and there was mention of the deceased talking bad to the juvenile's girlfriend. The deceased denied the accusations, but the juvenile refused to listen and continued to blame with aggression. The deceased telling the juvenile to move may have added to it, but it wasn't the full story. Okay, maybe I'm wrong and none of that actually happened, but I know what messages I read with my own eyes. Everyone at work is also saying that he could and should be charged with premeditated if this is the case. And he had been attacking the deceased via text message. This is my first time reading this shit. So, and who says if this is true? But let's continue. This could very well have been something the juvenile was already planning to do. And the deceased telling him to move could have sent him over the edge. Now, when we finally get the truth, when the truth is revealed, then we'll know. But as we do know with the news, why is the news not telling us what we are reading right now? And what I just read and what y'all read before I even went live? Why is the news? Why the mother? Why the brother who was there did not even say that if Karmelo was premeditating the murder, if this was premeditated, as what this person saying, because he read something that somebody told him with his own eyes, that showed him with his own eyes. Why the brother is not saying that? Because that would be a reasoning to why he should be locked up for life and why there should not be no bond, because he texted my brother about him disrespecting his girl. My brother's like, no, I don't. This is not true. You know, they always deny stuff. And then we seen him and he was doing threatening messages. Now, here's the thing. If he was threatening, why would we even come up to him and tell him to move? That's bully-like behavior. I can't even see the chat. But ain't that consistent with what a bully does? Because if you scared of this Negro and he's threatening you and sending you threatening messages about a girl, evidently in your mind should tell you, hey, I'm in fear for my life. I don't know what's going to go on. But in his alleged bully, I'm better than everybody mentality, and I'm white and I say so, I'm going to walk over to him because I see him sitting over there. I'm going to literally tell my brother, come on, look, the nigga right there. And walk all the way to him. You could have literally spoke within your mind and made another decision by not even going over there, because this guy allegedly sent you text messages about you saying something to his girl. Why would you go up to him and tell him to move? So you was premeditating a problem. Like, it's crazy, but let's continue, man. Where I'm at. All right. Okay. But the juvenile refused to listen and continue the blame with aggression. The deceased telling the juvenile to move may have added to it, but it wasn't the full story. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I read. All right, I read all that already. Let me go all the way down. Let me start here. I'm gonna start right there. This could very well have been something the juvenile was already planning to do, and the deceased telling him to move could have sent him over the edge. As a parent, it's my worst fear to not only lose my child, but an even bigger fear that my child caused the loss of another child's life. I don't blame the juvenile's parents in this. They could have been the best parents, and mental illness could have caused him to go off the rails. I'm sure there were signs. You just don't go from happy and normal one day to possible life in prison the next out of nowhere. Prayers of love, support to both families. The juveniles the juveniles may even have it worse. They are not only lost. Wait, what? The juveniles may even have it worse. They not only lost their child, but they have to grieve over a child. I guess they're trying to word it as far as the parents is concerned, over a child who isn't deceased, as well as grieve about someone who is. And that's a white girl too. Let me write her name down, because I'm gonna ask to see if I could get an interview. So I'm gonna be hitting these people up. So Lace Sheldon, light blue, outfit. Put that profile. All right, let me make sure. And Danielle Shavia. All right, see what I'm saying? Let me see these two replies. Replies to that. Fact check this, Stephen A. Friday. Now take your generic facts somewhere else. Karmelo is not innocent and getting bullied and defend. Karmelo is not innocent and getting bullied and defending himself. And the victim isn't the bully. You're making him out to be. Karmelo knew exactly what he planned to do. Okay. And let me see. Karmelo was a 4.0 GPA all-star athlete, never been in trouble, spinning his narrative for the white kid. You're basically just a little racist trying to spew your shit. All right, we know that shit. This is the only comment that makes sense of the entire thread. Of course, white people is always going to look for something that literally coincide with their thoughts and their perception of black people to be. Listen, and it happens on both sides too. But 9 times out of 10, they are always the starters. You know what I mean? All right, let's continue. Let me find somebody else. Have any of you actually ran track? We knew other schools, and we would sit under their tents with them. It was never an issue unless it was made one. Exactly. If Austin approached him, he was the only one under the tent at the time. Why did no other kid have a problem with him under there and ask him to move? Austin's brother didn't get involved until Austin told him to move. So what was going on before then? Why was it not a problem for anyone besides Austin? I wasn't there, so I don't know. I'm simply asking. Let me see. According to the witnesses of the championship meet, they were supposed to be under their own tents. He was told to leave the tent by a few people, including a female athlete witness, but he ignored her. That's when apparently Austin approached him to move, but he replied, "Make me." So he grabbed his backpack to make him to leave, but he stabbed Austin instead. I'm not sure what happened prior to that, but the witness interviews in news states that Karmelo was told to leave. I don't see no interview with no other witness. All right, I'm gonna skim a little bit more, right? Let me see if all right, some of y'all still in here. All right, cool. All right, y'all want me to keep reading? Getting charged with first-degree murder is crazy. Exactly. And it wasn't even premeditated. That was an impulse. That was impulse. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not premeditated. And if anything, it's self-defense. They both were wrong bringing up his GPA like he wasn't wrong. Okay, I got you on that one. Somebody put the same thing in here. All right, cool. All right, we already read that already. I'm gonna skim just a little bit more because I want to see if somebody was like, I was there. So I'm looking for that. I'm really looking for that. Somebody, you know what I mean, like that, like Lace Shelton, the white girl that the one I just read. Let me see. All right, just give me a minute or two, and that'll be that. The white boy told the black boy to move. God damn. I'm gonna put my shit on private. Let me see. Then start the names to the die. All right. Let's see. So if I'm reading this correctly, the deceased was somewhat bullying the stabber. Okay. The entire situation was pretty totally unavoidable. Victim should have approached the situation differently. You know, yeah. If someone says, "Make me," why are you grabbing their things to remove them? Why not just get security? That makes sense too. If that's the case, that's what I'm saying. He had to come with a bully mentality. Like, get over it. Like move. You gotta go. Like, get the fuck from under our shit. Like, he had to. Nah, not at all. They didn't say, hey, bro, man, come on, man, can you just please move, bro? Like, this is not your tent, man. Come on, can you please? Come on, can you move, man? Please. You ain't come at him like that. Come at him like a dick face. Get the fuck out of here. And you don't touch other people's belongings. One thing you don't do is touch other people's shit. You don't touch other people's stuff. You don't have any right to grab somebody's stuff. That when you do stuff like that, that's, first of all, that's aggression. That's violating a person's space and private property. And that's cocky of you. And it's threatening because you feel by you doing that, you could also put hands on them. You understand what I'm saying? Man, look, God bless his soul, but you got what you asked for, right? And a little bit more, then I'm just gonna leave it be. Might have been a racist school. Sometimes you get tired of being tired. Yeah. See, it's unfortunate, but being in a school around a lot of white people, you're gonna really see a lot of racist shit happen around you. You're gonna have that shit around. You're gonna have people who's gonna, because they're around a crowd. You know, when they're around a whole bunch of their own people, they nose be all up in the air. You know, they get real confident. They get real slick with the mouth. They get, you know what I'm saying? They really does stuff like that. Like it's so unfortunate that being around a lot of them, not all of them, where they will make you feel uncomfortable. It's almost like they purposely will treat you away. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through that in fucking PS95. I went through that. I really went through some things with a lot of white people, man. And especially when I was in the group home in Wanda, Georgia, Gwinnett County. It was this truck. He's probably a truck driver because he looked like, I think his name was Bob. Or it was something. I remember I'm literally picturing it right now as I'm talking. He called me a nigga. And I think it was this white dude named Jamie. He gave me the Wu-Tang album because we all shared CDs. You know, the CD case got all the CDs in there. We had all that shit. And I think I was in Jamie room. He was a cool white boy. He lived in damn, I used to know the name of it, but he's deep in Georgia. But he was a cool white boy. He was like white chocolate. But this dude, he just said nigga. I forgot the dude name, but he kind of swelled. But I was about to whip nigga. I said, say that shit again. And he said it. I'm about to jump on the nigga. One of the staff grabbed me and shit. And I'm glad that he grabbed me because I probably would have got kicked out. Because they had levels, so they had level 1, they had level 2. Level 2, you could get to visit your family. Level 2, you get to visit your family. I was in that group home for like a year and a half. It's level 1, level 2, level 3. I never made it to level 2s, huh? Never made it to level 2. I don't even know if y'all understand, but it was. That's my own inside joke. But I never made it to level 2. Word. But it was fun. I had a great time, man. It was fun. It really was. The shit that I've been through, I don't even you know, it's a part of the journey, man. And it was actually fun. I'm gonna be honest. I had fun there. I can't believe I'm reading some people's opinions saying the victim should have handled things differently. The murderer killed another kid. I think I'm gonna leave this one alone right now. But you know what? If anybody want to jump on, if y'all want, I'll open the floor though. If y'all want, it's up to y'all. If not, it's all good. It's all good. Please make sure y'all follow me on Twitter too. I mean, Instagram. All right. If y'all fuck with the kid, please make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram. I mean TikTok. Sorry. Please follow me on TikTok, because I'm about to I gotta reach that 10,000. All right. If anybody have any thoughts on that, please get up on here. If not, that's fine with me. Let's go. What's this? All right, I know y'all seen the pictures, this, that, and the third. Good student, man. You see, the perception is everything. Holding his trophies, great kid. You got him right there as a criminal, right? Him holding it up. Yeah, you got some 2 white kids that's holding, you know what I mean? You know, that's not actually, you know, Austin and his brother. There's some other white kids, you know what I mean? But the narrative they try to paint, and at first what they put out was they cropped these 3 out and had him just posted up with that holding that AK AR-15. I think that's an AR-15. That's what it looks like. I think that's an AR. It could be an AK, but I think it looks like an AR if I'm not mistaken. But here he goes. You don't call him a thug, and that's the thing. These motherfuckers wound up killing their whole fucking family and shit. And then they'll say they had mental issues to get probation. But yeah, so you know, this the picture, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are, but at the end of the day, we'll see what happened. We'll see what happened, and hopefully that he gets justice, because the truth has to come out, and the truth is coming out. And just know, when you black and you in America, when you black and you anywhere in this world, there's a large, there's just a lot against you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of shit you got to deal with. And we are always under attack since we come out the womb. You know what I mean? So we just got to prepare ourselves for a lot of things, man. It's hard for us. It's really, to be honest, it's really hard for the black man. It's really hard for us out here. It's a lot that we have to endure. A lot that the black woman too. So, but I'm just saying, like, this for the men. Men, we are a biggest threat to America. We are the biggest threat to the white man. We are the biggest threat. So we receive harsher repercussions. We receive a lot of red line. It's a lot of opportunities that we don't get, for the simple fact, once we there, you know, we takes over, and we just different. We really are a big threat, man. And it's like, you know, the world, we just have to understand that we only have ourselves. We don't have anybody. There's some good white people out there, but at the end of the day, all we have is ourselves. No one else. Nobody's gonna save us, man. Nobody's gonna save us for the things that this world, you know, that actually presents itself to be, you know, which is against us on all aspects. There's always going to be a glass ceiling. So I'm not going to sit up here and preach to you, but we have to understand what we dealing with out here is just real, and all we have is us and the few good white people out there, which there are. You can never let the few be the shield to hide all the bad ones, because at the end of the day, the good ones could ride for you, could help you get in certain positions. Absolutely. But will they trade their complexion for the protection, for the collection, for you to feel equal to them? Absolutely not. They will only let you get so far. Would they stop having white privilege just for you to feel equal to them? Absolutely not. Because the poorest white person in this person will receive more benefits than the richest black person, because your skin is protected. It don't matter what title you have, what job, how many figures you got in your bank account, you still a nigga, and they're gonna treat you as such. So at the end of the day, man, we just got to understand what we are up against. We just know what the fuck we up against, man. But let me see. All right, nobody jumped on. Cool. All right, let's do a sidebar real quick. Let's go to something else real quick. We'll come back to that. But at the end of the day, we know what time it is, and the brother damn sure know what the fuck happened, and he's not saying anything. They approached that team, approached that man with malice and as a threat. So what the fuck you expect? And should we feel sorry? Absolutely not. Is it sad that he lost his life? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, the way we grieve, the way we see things, and the way things are is totally different from them. It's totally different. It's totally different. They think a certain way. They innately feel a certain way, and they operate on a frequency that they only understands. So it don't matter what happens, they're gonna always look at us as a different race, subhuman. They're gonna protect their own at all costs. So at the end of the day, all that this just don't do anything for me, especially if you know your child is a fucking bully and you're not explaining it to the world. And this dickhead son, brother, is not even telling the truth. In those crocodile tears. I mean, I'm sorry to sound like that, but that shit don't move me. And I'm gonna show you certain reasons why. And I hate to get in this zone in this kind of energy, because the energy, like the race energy, it really, you know, it's a bad feeling, but you know, it's an energy shifter. But I just check this out. I just seen this before I got on.
Like the downtown. Well, it just destroyed the neighborhood, and then we that grew up in this neighborhood were never included in the progress of Ann Arbor. And now you've got all of this, mostly condos and expensive apartments. It's a sad situation because
they literally moved this lady and other black people out of their apartments and forced them out. And it was an urban renewal project, and they forced her family to leave. She was offered $10,000 compensation. Luxury branded residents on her former land now sell for over $1 million. I ain't gonna lie, I want to live like these people in Costa Rica. They call the centenarians, man. The way they eat, they all live over past 100. Oh yeah, that's a part of that. But let's hold on. What's this woman called Chinese restaurant? That's funny. I'm not even gonna go there right now. Oh yeah, look. The white girl that stabbed her date over 100 times in a weed-induced frenzy has been sentenced to 100 hours of community service. The judge stated that she had no control over her actions due to a cannabis-induced psychotic break. That just explains it all. Again, if that was Shatiqua, or Sean Canese, there's a girl named Sean Canese. I never heard no name like that. That shit threw me for a loop, respectfully. But goddamn it, if Shawaka Tika did that, y'all know what the outcome would have been. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Oh yeah, another one. The 60-year-old Thomas Roystein was arrested and charged with the fatal shooting of 15-year-old Kayla Raikon Miller in an alleged armed robbery. Look at that guy. Black men and women rich in America without making a white Jewish family wealth. I'm not gonna play that one. Yeah, so this is for what they released on there. Matter of fact, let me see if y'all probably can't see this one. Hold on. Here's the fourth. They still don't have nothing immediate of what. There's no update. Hold on. Let me go to the Frisco police page. Is there any update? Why? This is what I'm saying. This from 23 hours ago. That the shit that I read about the way that he died. That we know that was fake and shit, saying that he overdosed over fentanyl and all that. But you see the information that we are seeing, right? That's out there and what really happened. Why the Frisco police has not updated anything yet as far as this information of what happened to Austin. This is what I'm saying. They have to paint and keep a narrative. If they look like them, they will protect them. And that's the same thing that we should do for ourselves. Protect ourselves, man. You know what I mean? Protect ourselves at all costs. You know what I mean? Trick went ham on this dude. I get back to that. But oh yeah, listen to him.
Before I knew his name, now this kid is sitting under our. There was this kid. Before I knew his name, now this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like a man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was strong.
But let's keep it pushing. This is kind of crazy right here, but okay. That's the picture again, but we know what that is. All right. That's crazy. I'm not even gonna go about the small hats, but just listen to this real quick.
2,000 years. We are a people that has been kicked out of every place we've ever lived for 2,000 years. Every single place. We are a people that has been kicked out of every place we've ever lived for 2,000 years.
Now, when you in a relationship and you know when people be like, damn, man, niggas ain't shit or bitches ain't shit. You know when women be saying that shit or niggas be saying bitches ain't shit. In every relationship that they get into, there's always a fight and there's always something. And I mean, every relationship or people that they come in contact with, who's the common denominator? That's what I'm saying. But nigga, let me tell y'all something, ladies, can I say something to y'all ladies, man? Listen, man, y'all filter game is crazy. This is the girl that literally got this dude. Well, she was the reason why young Scooter is dead now. Listen, man, ladies, man. Listen to all the ladies out there, man, with y'all filter game and that makeup, man. Y'all got to chill out, man. Y'all scary out here. This is what I'm saying. Y'all gotta show the real you. It's not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all be looking like Mum Ra out here. Look at that. This is a whole total difference from this. Look, this is Buckshot Shorty right here. Who is that? That is Shaheem, aka the Rugged Child, right there. Who is that, son? Okay, the filter game is crazy. That is the light-skinned Leslie Jones, man. I'm trying to understand why that why y'all do us like that. This is what I'm saying, fellas. Y'all people have to feel the fellas' pain, man. Y'all have to feel our pain when we go through. Sometimes when y'all be coming off of work, you be looking good, and then you know you go in that room and you take everything off. You take your hat off, and you know what I'm saying. I listen, man. Y'all know what's up. Some of y'all be looking like a young 15-year-old named Tori or some shit, man. Like that's DJ. That is DJ Pooh right there. That is DJ Pooh. Man, listen, man. Makeup, man. Man, we gotta thug it out, man. We gotta thug it out. We gotta thug it out, man. But ladies, y'all gotta stop fooling us like that, man. And then when some of y'all don't need makeup. So if y'all don't need makeup, this is not for you. But some of y'all ladies, y'all got to stop this shit fooling us, man, looking like that. Cause makeup, man, that should be making y'all look like y'all a whole nother person, man. Y'all be looking on glamorous and that's all dogged up, and then be having the nerve to have these attitudes and like the shit don't stink. I need a bag. I be telling niggas, get some warm water, nigga, just splash that shit in her face. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yo, you want to go swimming? Nah. Baby, it's 89 degrees. I got a pool out back. There's a pool up the street. Let's go to the beach. Let's go swimming. They be like, nah, yeah. You know, be like, all right. Go to the kitchen or some shit. Get some, you know what I mean? Like, you know them little Chinese cups? You be getting the noodles and what you call them shits? Anyway, just get one of them big ass little cups that be having the iced tea and shit in there. Just fill it up with some nice warm water. You know what I mean? Just splash it with that shit and just see what she looks like under that mask, man. Y'all be looking like Mum Run. Y'all be having the nerve to talk about dudes, man. I can't even see the chat, and I'm scared to look into the chat. And I listen, man. Niggas gotta be easy, man. Y'all gotta test these girls, and you know what I mean. Like, hold on, you got something under your eye, baby, and do this, and just get the cheap know what I mean? It just or get right under the eye. You know what I mean? Y'all be looking real crazy out here, man. That is, nigga, that is the 1994 Method Man right there. Okay? Y'all remember the baby? Do y'all remember the baby on the stomach from Total Recall? Remember that baby on the stomach from Total Recall? If anybody remember that movie from the 90s, that is her right there. The baby that was just right on the stomach. Listen, man, y'all gotta stop this shit, man. Ladies, stop lying to yourself and stop lying to us, man. Look, I got my blemishes too. You know what I mean? My little dark spot kept under my eye because I wasn't sleeping too good, but it's clearing up now. But see, I'm good though. But see, a lot of y'all, we got a thuggy ruggish bone out this motherfucker. And y'all be out here looking like Beyonce, and then once you wake up in the morning, y'all Leslie Jones, man. Well, what's up, man? So stop, ladies. Please love yourself, man, and just be true to yourself, man. How I'm losing what? I'm just saying it's real shit, man. You know what I mean? Y'all be having niggas crashing out over Muppet babies, looking like the real Muppet baby. Remember the baby, the baby that look like the baby with the teeth, the spaced out teeth and shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, niggas have natural, beautiful skin, women, but see all that makeup and thinks is better. Yeah, you're not, but it's a lot of women that got some beautiful skin, man. My child's mother, my daughters, she don't need makeup at all. She got great skin. She get on my fucking nerves, but she got great skin. She don't need makeup at all, like nowhere, and it's nice and flawless and shiny. My Amari's mother, Chocolate, she don't need makeup. She don't even drink or smoke. Great skin. You know what I mean? Her wig though, but I love you, Tamara. But you know what I'm saying? But you know, some girls don't need no fucking. Some of y'all don't need that. You know? Shit. Some of y'all be looking crazy out this motherfucker. But anyway, how long I've been here? An hour and some change? All right. Let me see what else, man. Hold on, let me see what else. I wasn't about the Kanye. I gotta do some more studying tonight. So I've been really grinding. I'm going for my license next week. So y'all pray for me to get it. You know what I mean? I'm going for my shit next week. Fuck that. Let me go back here. Hold on. I know y'all ain't miss me. I mean, every excuse to leave. I ain't watched this whole thing. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say, son. Check this out, son. Check this out.
Welcome to the future of living. Welcome to Epic City.
I hate when y'all do this.
Nestled in the heart of Josephine, Texas. It is about 20 miles and 20 minutes from Epic.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Welcome to Epic 2.0. Epic City is more than just a neighborhood. It's a way of life, a meticulously designed community that brings Islam to the forefront, a community that blends with nature, crafted to elevate your living experience. With single-family homes, multi-family townhomes and apartments, senior living, and in the heart a mosque and a school.
You see that? These motherfuckers purchased that shit was really good. 402 acres was purchased in Texas to build in an Islamic city that will also govern itself. Are you listen, man? Listen. How is that even possible? I mean, it's possible, but they're gonna govern themselves. The same shit that we always talked about. They making it happen. They purchased 402 acres. So that means they're gonna have their own hospitals, their own police. The same thing how the small hat communities do. What does that? It's a lot of protests against it too. If they can do it somehow, and they can put their money together and buy 402 acres, that's a lot of bread that they spent. Why the fuck that we can't do it? We know the answer. I know it's a rhetorical question, but y'all see that? But what y'all think is going to happen? Because at the end of the day, America, all its enemies is right here on its own soil. But I think a lot of them is not going to do anything for the simple fact that America has helped them generate some wealth. So they kind of, you know what I mean? All of them is not out to destroy America. But we have to understand, again, that America is a goddamn corporation. And everything is up for sale. The tolls is brought by China. And what else is brought by China? What else did China buy? They got all of our data. Can somebody put it in the chat? I forgot. China brought all our what I forgot. It was something else that China brought. Can somebody put it in the chat? What did China? What else? China bought? I forgot. The tolls. What was it? It was something else. Do y'all know? Do y'all remember? Let me see, man. Y'all motherfucking crazy, man. Yeah, they purchased the Easy Pass. What else did they purchase? They definitely own the farmland. How much land does Japan own in the U.S.? Hold on, let me see that. It was something that somebody told me something. They own total of 600,258 acres. Total land of that's 9 digits. So that okay, that's 10 digits. So I think that's a trillion. $2 trillion. You got orchards in Oregon, coffee growing acreage in Hawaii, and properties in Colorado, Washington. It's crazy. You got a vegetation. What is that? Bill Gates? No. That's wrong. It was something else that they brought. But at the end of the day, America is up for sale. What the fuck are we doing? We got to get on our A game, man. Like, we got to get on that. We got to get on our A game. Like, we really got to get on our A game, man. Because, listen, man, we just falling behind everybody moving. And we just, I don't know, man. I really don't know, but shit ain't right, man. Let me finish this shit, and I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here, cause I got some things I gotta do as well. Oh yeah, that's crazy right here. I'm gonna do something on that too. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that right now. The African stuff, but yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that's crazy with Shorty. Yeah, that's the shit in Thailand. They rapping the shit, saying nigga and all that shit too. Let me see. Oh yeah, but I have to say this though. Do y'all see all this right here? This is in Lagos. This is in Nigeria. Do y'all know what that is? That's on the side of the road. All this right here on the side of the road. And look how much it is. That goes all across. See how much that was? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I can't really play that. That's 50. There's some more. You see all that? You know what that is? That is doo-doo. That is literally human waste. That is excrement. So instead of going to the bathroom or using the toilet, they literally shit anywhere and everywhere. They outside shitting. And they be coming over here talking a lot of shit about black people, black Americans, man. And I'm gonna literally I got something, man. I'm just not gonna talk about it. I got something that I'm gonna show y'all real soon. But I would like to play this though. I like this though. I'll play this real quick.
It's because he is.
And I'm gonna get out of here though. But make sure before y'all leave, hit that like button though.
So I just seen a piece of the interview that Byron Donald said when he was being interviewed on the Breakfast Club, talking about the reason why he is against reparations is because he is the son of a Jamaican father and a Panamanian mother. And this reasoning here is why we want y'all to help out our politics. Don't continue to black us or try to manipulate us or gaslight us into thinking that it is xenophobic to not want to be represented by somebody that is not us. And no other group of people do y'all try to push this. And no other group of people do y'all want anybody but Asians represent Asians. Hispanics represent Hispanics. Y'all know exactly what y'all are doing. You feel what I'm saying? Anything that does not benefit y'all amongst us, y'all hinder. And this is a problem to us. Feel what I'm saying? You could always move back home and fight your government for what is owed to your people and your lineage. But y'all will never plan on moving back. This y'all got in cahoots about. Y'all never going to leave. Therefore, anything that y'all can't benefit from or weasel y'all way into, y'all want to hinder. Y'all want to black us. You feel what I'm saying? It's mighty funny how y'all like to play stupid conveniently. Nobody knows what a real true black American is. Nobody knows what a foundational black American is. Nobody knows what this lineage-based cult is. But it's mighty funny. The moment that y'all enter our politics, y'all smarten the fuck up instantly. Y'all understand instantly who we are, what you cannot benefit from, and what you can. And as long as we say skin is skin, y'all can benefit and y'all are in. Y'all understand this completely once y'all into politics. How the hell that work? How the hell y'all dumping in a box of rocks until y'all enter some shit that can affect us? How the hell that work? Yes. Y'all represent immigrants. Okay? And only in Hispanic politics, Hispanics are represented by Hispanics. In Asian politics, Asians are represented by Asians. And yet the Black Caucus is filled up with immigrant children who are against anything for foundational Black Americans that they can't benefit from. Y'all ain't nothing but a new and improved version of Christopher Columbus.
I'm gonna leave that one right there, but definitely pay attention to what's going on because some of the numbers drop because of that. That's fine. It's fine, but only thing I can tell y'all at the end of the day, y'all ain't paying attention. I'm not saying y'all, but a lot of people is not reading the room. A lot of people is not reading the room because at the end of the day, they have really infiltrated a lot of spaces, man. They really entered a lot of our spaces that was really meant for us, even though us, like the Black Caucus, the NAACP, and these political seats and things of that nature, we fought for us and everybody. But now once they infiltrated into, and I'm talking about immigrants that entered our spaces, that was usually for all of us, once they cannot get a piece of the pie and they have the authority to hinder shit, that's what they do. So we have to really understand that a lot of these Africans, a lot of these Caribbeans that be in these political places, the dude Brian something, let me see if I can find it. The same person she was talking about, I think I saved it. Hold on, let me find it just to get this out the way. Oh my God. Oh, I had. Let me. Hold on. How can I make that bigger? Pause. All right.
Kasongo, yeah. Umbali nanga. Kasongo, mbona we. Songa libala. Oh, yeah. Kasongo, mbona.
Ooh, just the finger stink. Hold on. I have it somewhere over here. Give me a second. Erykah Badu is crazy. The dude, OMG, she looked like the dude from Mortal Kombat. They got three like 6 arms and shit. Toro, whatever the fuck that name was. She looked just like that damn creature. The virus people. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Hold on. I want to find it, and that's what I'm gonna end my live on. Here you go, right here. Literally right here. Check this dude out, y'all. I hate when they do this. I'm gonna have to refresh the screen now. Just check it out. When you I know some of y'all probably seen this before. This is kind of old. I think this is from last year or sometime, or this year, whatever. But before I play it, for those who don't even understand, we have to understand these are real people in real time. Who's in political seats? These are people that's in seats that can help push legislation, help push laws, and can pass bills, or at least present them so it can be looked at thoroughly and passed. These are literal people that looks like us. This is what we've been saying for the longest, that people from different countries do not see Black Americans as one of them. They want to be them, the new and improved, revised, new Negro. Even though they didn't do shit here, and we forfeit everything for you to benefit right now, for y'all to even come over here. So even after we did all of this stuff, since they cannot reap the benefits, they have what's that, Carol Cobb? What is it, Carol Cobb? Whatever the fuck they for reparations in Jamaica in their homeland. We are not included. So by you being here, if your family cannot get what's rightfully owed to us, they're gonna make sure we don't get it. And we supposed to be in cahoots in some brotherly love type shit. We supposed to have brotherly love for people who come from a background who literally thinks like this.
My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of Black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade. So I already know off top, there's a lot of Black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational Black Americans anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that point. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no. So now
you do support reparations for what Leonard just deemed as, quote, foundational Black Americans?
No, I don't.
No.
But I want to explain that. I want to explain that. And, my mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian.
And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get that full explanation. But hold on. I think somebody put that. It has to be in there. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Because he feel like that if his mother and father cannot get it, why should we get it? Do y'all understand? So at the end of the day, we have to look for the future. A lot of us have woken up, and we are woke. We are awakened. But we have to delineate. It has nothing to do with hating or being a cult, as they trying to say. We have to delineate from the people who is purposely, consciously, and subconsciously aware that they have to and want to replace you, Black Americans. They are the new Negro in their mind. And if their parents cannot benefit from the slavery in America, which never happened to them, you're not going to get it. And I'm going to make sure I get in these political seats and have all my brothers and sisters infiltrate and just get into these positions and make sure that shit don't happen. I'm just saying, we'll be here. Don't worry about anybody that leaves, brother. They weren't meant. Yeah, that's cool. Whoever leaves, that's fine. That's fine. To be honest, I'm not even worrying about YouTube, but I'll be back in some months later. But it's gonna be so spectacular. But I'm gonna leave that one. I'm not playing. But I'm just gonna say this right now. We have a problem. We have a ethnic problem. Black Americans, we have to get on our shit because we have to literally start voting these people out. We have to vet these people, see who's in these seats, figure out their background. We gonna have to get out the house, or we gonna have to start voting niggas out. We are waking up. We are seeing everything for what it is, but it can't only be replying to comments online. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't. It's not too late. You know what I mean? It's not too late. It's not too late because we are waking now. We caught it before it really got out of hand, and we starting to see people for who they are. They are literally trying to wipe us out of everything. These Caribbeans, these Africans, these Hispanics, they are literally in these seats for a specific reason. And the white supremacist is literally putting them there for a specific reason, because we are the only people that fight for what's owed, fight for equal pay. We ruffle feathers. We still possess the spirit of the ancestors that always wanted and should have equal, fair share. We just have that spirit that ruffles the feathers, and is rightfully so, because we died for this and we expect more. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like they have these buffer class that's in between to basically undermine us. And that's what's fucking happening. And it's clear as day. It's clear as day. And if I'm just saying, we just gotta wake up, bro. That's what I can say. We have to separate them from us. I mean, we could be cool, but at the end of the day, I know it may not be you because you're not in that political seat. It may not be you, but I can always guarantee you, deep down in your mind, you think you're better than me. Your family think you're better than me. They come from that type of background. They have the mindset, man. I don't have to go through all that shit. Something that you already know. I'm just saying, man. Look, if y'all don't want to wake up, that's on y'all. You know what I mean? So just know that, yeah, the tethers, man. Just know that is real. And to be honest, I'm starting to see Africans. Actually, today I went to the light bill place. As I went there today, seen the Africans on the bike. Now they starting to move over here now. Haven't seen none of them until kind of a couple of weeks ago. And it's that same family. It was like 7 of them. And I seen one of them today. And I seen when I was at work the other day, came in there. I'm not saying it's an issue, but I'm just look. Let me tell you something. I'm not a racist, man, but I'm definitely Black American first. I'm FBA first, and just know that if y'all cannot read the room, and if y'all not listening, to certain people who is spitting that game. If you not looking at the internet and these people are showing you exactly who they are, if y'all not reading the room and you letting people that Caribbean and Hispanic and African that you may be cool with, that may like, I do too. But I'm not gonna let them motherfuckers blind me for what people from their ethnic background is trying and is doing to my people politically, socially, economically, all around. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna benefit them, not you. It's not gonna benefit you. So listen, a lot of them always been on separation. Always. So I'm just saying, just wake up. Just wake up. And this is not gonna be my content all the time. Well, so, but did I put my what's the name in there, man? Y'all follow me. If y'all haven't followed me on TikTok, the link is in there. I need y'all to go follow me, man, right now. Follow me on fucking on TikTok, please. You know what? I want to play this. I want to show this before I get up out of here, because I don't know when I'm coming back on. I don't know when I'm coming back live. I don't think I'm gonna be on. I don't think I'm coming back no time soon. I got other shit to do. For real. Hold on. Let me play this. Shout out to my boy Enoch, and he's Haitian. All right. This is my old. This is where what's the name at? White Castles. We used to have White Castles. This is a video that he played. This is Top Tomatoes that we used to go to. Like, man, when I tell you, with so much fruit and shit in there, when you go in there, it was just aisles and aisles. You couldn't even see the front of the store, but just fruits everywhere, man. Top Tomato. I miss Top Tomato, but it was something I wanted to play. Oh, they that's Shady Park. That used to be Shady Park right there. So they reconstructing Shady Park right now. I don't know if anybody from New York. And this is how this is the actual place where that lady got burnt up by that immigrant. Literally right here, the Silver Avenue. But this is the 90s right here, nigga. This is the old Coney train station. This is how we used to go down. He says, I remember exactly this right here. Yep, this we used to get off here all the time. So I don't know. I'm just reminiscing right now. This is when Tupac did Bullet. When you come down to the train station, there used to be the diner right here. Tupac was killed like right over there in that movie, and they sat in the diner that was here. This is the old diner. This is they rebuilt it. And I think Tupac did a scene in that diner right there. But this is way back in the days. Yeah, Nathan's right there. That's crazy. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to show. Oh yeah, this is from back in the fucking day.
Brenda, authorities say they were elevator surfing, where children get on an elevator and ride it up and down. It was supposed to be a fun game, but this time the fun game ended with tragic results. The accident happened here at the Marlboro House of the Gravesend section of Brooklyn. Housing police found the body of 8-year-old Raheem Young, crushed after playing on top of an elevator with friends.
I know that little kid too.
Wrong.
They extracted a female who was stuck in the elevator on the 7th floor. Upon opening the door, the head of a male of 8 years of age was visible at the top of the elevator. This male was pronounced dead at the scene.
The accident happened shortly after 8 p.m. Ditresa Lamont was one of the first neighbors on the scene.
And they said he's stuck.
I forgot her name, but I know her. I know her. I forgot her name.
He's stuck, and I looked up and I saw the baby's head sticking out in his arm, and his head was swollen. I saw blood dripping, a lot of blood dripping and stuff, and I see people screaming. I'm trying to clear the place out. I began to see the EMS workers coming up, 2 women, and they were shaking and everything like that, and they checked for a pulse, and there was no.
That is stiff, nigga. That's stiff.
And they checked for a pulse, and.
That's phase on. Yeah, that's
stuck. And I looked up and I saw the baby's head sticking out in his arm, and his head was swollen. I saw blood dripping, a lot of blood dripping and stuff. And I seen people screaming. I'm trying to clear the place out. I began to see the EMS workers coming up, two women, and they were shaking and everything like that. And they checked for a pulse, and there was no pulse. And you just looked at him and you knew that he was gone because his neck was crushed.
Preliminary facts indicate
that nigga stole boots out my fucking crib, man. Swift. No, Steph. Yes.
Apparently climbed on board the elevator in the Marlboro housing project and was crushed between the elevator and the top of the building.
a lot of kids do it. I've done it when I was young. Right? No. I've done it once, but I've never done it again.
I heard that a teenager is the one who lifted him up there and taught him how.
Long story short, so back in the days when this happened, literally when this happened, this little kid got murdered. Well, excuse me, he died by riding the top of the elevator because we used to ride the elevator. Well, I never did it, but I seen kids do it. They would jump on top of the elevator. They'll do something to have the elevator door open, and the elevator will just, you press the button and the elevator will just go down automatically. While you have the door open, you see the elevator go down and it stop on the floor. People would jump on top of it. And sometimes the elevator would just move by itself. So this is the 94. So I was 13 years old when this happened. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. The shit took his whole head off. So I guess he was kind of hesitant, or he tried to jump off and the elevator moved and it took his head off. The kid was a little kid. I think he was probably like 10 years old. I remember, I think it was the next day, me and a couple of kids went to that same building, that's building 10, and motherfuckers wanted to ride on the fucking elevator and see how it happened, whatever. I remember them opening the door and have the elevator go down, and they was trying to tell me to do it. I'm like, hell no, you do it. And he was kind of scared, and the elevator was still going and moving by itself while we have the elevator door open so we could look down the elevator shaft and look up and shit, the elevator moving and shit. That shit was scary. But I remember that day. That day was crazy as hell. That was a crazy day. It was something else. This is not what I wanted to show you, though. It was something I wanted to show. This dude, Gerard Papa, right here. I don't know if y'all remember I was telling you the story about Gerard Papa.
1982, Papa's efforts to expand the Flames were thwarted by the local community board. A group of—
That's the park that I was just showing you when they was like digging, like with the construction work. This is this park.
Political appointees who wield great power over distribution of city funds.
But Gerard Papa, this dude right here, man, salute to him, man. He drove that old white Mercury that drove like a spaceship, man. Rumor has it he messed him. He like kids, man. Word up, man. He was one of those, man, that for what we heard, he like little boys. Anyway, look, if y'all haven't hit the like button, I don't know what to tell you, but hopefully you did. Yeah, please make sure y'all follow me on TikTok, all right? And hit that link. All right, I'm out.